powerful general-purpose programming language. It is used to develop many softwares like operating system, database, compilers, and so on. Hi everybody, welcome to this session. In this session, we will cover topics like what is C, how to install IDC, syntax of C, variables, data types, constants, operators, condition statements like if and switch, loop concept, arrays, strings, user input, memory address, pointer, and functions. C is a general-purpose programming language created by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Laboratories in 1972. It is a very popular language despite being old. C is strongly associated with Unix as it was developed to write the Unix operating system. To start using C, you need two things: a text editor like Notepad to write C code, a compiler like GCC to translate the C code into a language that the computer will understand. There are many text editors and compilers to choose from. In this tutorial, we will use an IDE. An IDE, Integrated Development Environment, is used to edit and compile the code. Popular IDEs include CodeBlocks, Eclipse, and Visual Studio. These are all free and they can be used to both edit and debug C code. We will use CodeBlocks in our tutorial, which we believe is a good place to start. You can find the latest version of CodeBlock at codeblocks.org. Let's create our first C file. Open CodeBlocks and go to File, New, Empty File. Write the following C code and save the file as myfirstprogram.c. In CodeBlocks, it should look like this. Then go to Build and Run to execute the program. The result will look like this. Example explain. Line 1. Hash include stdio.h is a header file library that helps us to work with the input and output functions such as printf, used in line 4. Header files add functionality to C programs. Line 2. A blank line. C ignores white space, but we use it to make the code more readable. Line 3. Another thing that always appears in a C program is main. This is called a function. Any code inside its curly brackets will be executed. Printf is a function used to output or print text to the screen. In our example, it will output hello world. Line 5. Return 0 ends main function. Line 6. Do not forget to add the closing curly brackets to actually end the main function. Variables are containers for storing data values like numbers and characters. In C, there are different types of variables defined with different keywords. For example, int, float, character. To create a variable, specify the type and assign it a value. Int data type stores whole numbers without decimals. It consumes 2 or 4 bytes. The float data type stores functional numbers containing 1 or more decimals, sufficient for storing 6 decimal digits. It consumes 4 bytes. The double data type stores functional numbers containing 1 or more decimals, sufficient for storing 15 decimal digits. It consumes 8 bytes. Character data type stores a single character or a letter or a number or ASCII values. It takes only 1 byte. Constants. If you don't want others or yourself to override existing variable values, use the const keyword. This will declare the variable as constant, which means unchangeable and read-only. Operators. Operators are used to perform operation on variables and values. Arithmetic operators are used to perform common mathematical operations. The arithmetic operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment, and decrement. Assignment operators. Assignment operators are used to assign values to variables. Boolean. Very often in programming you will need a data type that can use only one of the two values like yes or no, on, off, true or false. For this, C has a Boolean data type which is known as booleans. Let's take a look at if-else condition. You have already learned that C supports the usual logical conditions from mathematics. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. You can use these conditions to perform different actions for different decisions. The second condition is switch. Instead of writing many if-else statements, you can use the switch statement. The switch statement selects one of the many code blocks to be executed. The output of the given example will be Thursdays. Loops can execute a block of code as long as a specified condition is reached. Loops are handy because they save time, reduce errors, and they make code more readable. While loop. The while loop loops through a block of code as long as a specified condition is true. The do-while loop. The do-while loop is a variant of the while loop. This loop will execute the code block once before checking if the condition is true. Then it will repeat the loop as long as the condition is true. For loop. When you know exactly how many times you want to loop through a block of code, use the for loop instead of a while loop. Arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable instead of declaring separate variables for each value. To create an array, define the data type like int and specify the name of array followed by square brackets. To insert values to it, use a comma separated list inside the curly brackets. Strings are used for storing text or characters. For example, hello world is a string of characters. You have already learned that printf is used to output the values in C. To get user input, you can use scanf function. When a variable is created in C, a memory address is assigned to the variable. The memory address is the location of where the variable is stored on the computer. When we assign a value to the variable, it is stored in this memory address. To access it, use the reference operator and the result will represent where the variable is stored. We get the memory address of a variable with a reference operator and. A pointer is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable as its value. A function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. You can pass data known as parameters into a function. Functions are used to perform certain actions and they are important for reusing the code. Define the code once and use it many times. Example explain. My function is the name of the function. Void means that the function does not have a return value. Inside the function, the body add the code that defines what the function should do. Call a function. Declared functions are not executed immediately. They are saved for later use and they will be executed when they are called. To call a function, write the function's name followed by 2 parentheses and a semicolon. In the following example, my function is used to print a text, the action when it is called.